The Great Accounting Adventure, or How Debits and Credits Saved the Day and the Pie. Deep in the verdant valleys of Ledgerville, where businesses flourished and the air smelled perpetually of fresh-baked apple pie, lived Barnaby Buttercup, the most enthusiastic and slightly bewildered baker in all the land. Barnaby's pies were legendary, but his bookkeeping? Let's just say it was less legendary and more a chaotic pile of flour-dusted napkins. One crisp morning, Barnaby received a most perplexing letter from the Grand Council of Fiscal Responsibility. It read, "Dear Barnaby, your pie sales are booming. Your ingredient purchases are also booming. We've noticed your financial records consist primarily of crumbs and good intentions. Therefore, we are dispatching Reginald the Ledgerfoot, our finest and only certified accountant, to instill order. Prepare for debits and credits." Barnaby shuddered. He'd heard whispers of these accounting types. They sounded like something that would eat his pies, not help him sell them. Reginald arrived, a man of impeccable posture and a quill so sharp it could probably cut cheese. He surveyed Barnaby's office, a corner of the bakery piled high with empty flour sacks and a single abacus missing several beads.
Let's start with the basics, Barnaby. Imagine your bakery is a giant seesaw. On one side, we have debits. On the other, credits.
A seesaw? But where do the pies go?
Every financial transaction, every time money moves, it affects at least two things, and it must keep our seesaw perfectly balanced. For every push down on one side, there's an equal push down on the other. So, think of it this way. Debits, the left side of the seesaw. These are things that make an account increase if it's an asset, like your cash or your baking equipment, or an expense, like the flour you buy. They also make an account decrease if it's a liability, like money you owe, or equity, your ownership stake, or revenue, money you earn. Credits, the right side of the seesaw. These are things that make an account decrease if it's an asset or an expense, but they make an account increase if it's a liability, equity, or revenue.
So if I buy flour?
Let's say you buy 10 gold coins worth of flour. Your cash, an asset, goes down. Assets decrease with a credit. So you credit cash for 10 gold coins. But your flour expense, an expense, goes up. Expenses increase with a debit. So you debit flour expense for 10 gold coins.
The seesaw balances. One side went down, the other went up. But in terms of the transaction, they both move by the same amount.
Precisely. Now what if you sell a pie for 5 gold coins?
My cash, an asset, goes up. Assets increase with a debit. So I debit cash for 5 gold coins.
Excellent. And what about the pie sale itself?
That's revenue, money I earned. Revenue goes up with a credit. So I credit pie sales revenue for 5 gold coins.
Barnaby, you're a natural. The seesaw is still balanced. Debit cash, credit revenue. Both 5 gold coins.
Over the next few weeks, Barnaby, with Reginald's patient and sometimes exasperated guidance, transformed his crumb-laden chaos into a neatly organized ledger. He used a debit to record his new oven, an asset, credited the loan he took out for it, a liability, and used a debit for his sugar purchases, an expense, and credited his booming pie sales, revenue. One day, a sudden gust of wind blew through Gnomish Glen, sending a rogue apple pie flying directly into the Grand Gnomish Council's meeting chamber. Chaos ensued, but when they checked Barnaby's meticulously kept ledger, they saw a clear entry. Debit, pie delivery expense, 1 gold coin for the effort of chasing it. Credit, cash, 1 gold coin because he paid a squirrel to retrieve it. And then, a second entry, debit, Council's unexpected pie consumption expense, 5 gold coins for the missing pie. Credit, pie inventory. Asset, 5 gold coins because a pie was gone. The council, initially furious, burst into laughter. Barnaby's books were so clear, so precise, that even an accidental pie launch was perfectly accounted for with his debits and credits. From that day forward, Barnaby's bakery thrived, not just because of his delicious pies, but because of his perfectly balanced books. He even started teaching other businesses the secrets of the seesaw, proving that with a little humor and a lot of patience, even the most bewildering concepts like debits and credits could be as sweet as, well, Barnaby's apple pie. And the Grand Council of Fiscal Responsibility never had to send Reginald the Ledgerfoot back, much to Reginald's quiet relief. Hopefully, you learned that debits and credits along with the double-entry bookkeeping system are used by businesses to record their business transactions. Debits on the left, credits on the right.